Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association. Missouri produces wood pallets, railroad ties, white oak barrels, hardwood floors, and more. Details on the variety of products made in the state are at choosewood.com.
We hope you enjoy listening to this podcast of St. Louis on the Air, brought to you by University College at Washington University. With undergraduate and graduate programs, part-time, evening, and online. University College at Washington University, offering world-class education within reach.
Welcome to St. Louis on the Air. I'm Don Marsh. It's time for a monthly hit list compiled by the folks at Sauce Magazine. Their look at what they consider must-try new places. The August list includes 3 coffee shops, a new Missouri location of a favorite Illinois pizza spot, and the first Missouri location of a health-focused smoothie franchise. Joining me in studio are Sauce managing editors Heather Hughes and Catherine Klene. Thank you. These weeks go by so quickly.
I know, right?
But I'm glad they do, because this is always fun. Catherine, you're going to begin with a coffee shop with a heart.
Yes, one of 3 coffee shops this month. We're very caffeinated over at Sauce this month. Lola Jean's Give Back Coffee. So this coffee shop opened in the former Grapeseed space on Mackland Avenue near Southampton. Eventually, it will actually be a pizza shop, but in the interim, the owner, who also owns Russell's on Mackland down the street, decided to make use of the space now and open a coffee shop. So it's a beautiful space, really well designed. If our art director went and checked it out, and she's a very big Beyonce fan, so she loved all the lemons that were everywhere.
This would be Mira, of course.
Yes, Mira Nagarajan. They serve some classic espresso drinks, cold brew on tap, all made with local Caldi's coffee. Any beverage can be spiked with house-made syrups, everything from like vanilla or something a little more different. Ginger clove maple was one that she tried that she really enjoyed. And then sister restaurant, and as I said, neighbor Russell's on Mackland does provide the pastries, which we've always really enjoyed. We love their savory scones in particular, lots of cheese and herbs, garlic, and the chocolate chip cookies. And as you mentioned, it does have a bit of a heart. All proceeds there benefit local nonprofits, which rotate every month.
All proceeds?
All profits benefit the local nonprofits. This month, it's Habitat for Humanity. So you can feel extra good about ordering that cookie. That seems like a wise move in that respect.
Well, that is quite different, and good for them.
Yes.
And good for them. Heather, I can't wait for you to tell us the location of this next place, because it's become a kind of a common thing.
So Blueprint Coffee, you may know from The Loop. They've been around for a long time. They opened a second location in Southampton on Watson in a former service station, which, has become much more popular. The other coffee shop we're going to talk about is also in a former service station. Right. But this one has full garage doors that they open up, so it's like a full wall open to the street. They've got a great back patio. It's very breezy in there. Like, it's just all sunshine, really light, bright colors, yellow chairs, pale wood furniture. I love it. This is where I've been doing a lot of my writing lately. They have great coffee drinks, all the normal stuff, espresso drinks, lattes. I like it. Their cortados are good. But they also have a longer list of draft coffee drinks and teas, which is really fun. You can get the nitro coffee, which is a creamy, it sort of has the texture of a beer. I really, really like their house tonic with espresso. I've been on a big kick of those lately, and theirs is really delicious. It's a sweet tart tonic. Some of them are way too sweet, but theirs is really balanced and nice. So a lot of great coffee, a really great space. It actually still has a huge sign that says reliable brake service on the top, but underneath it's painted by Blueprint Coffee. It's really cute. A great addition to the neighborhood. I see people walking in all the time, bringing their dogs and stuff. They started with a small selection of pastries, and they're planning to expand food, so I'm not sure where they are on that yet, but there should be more on offer soon, and expanded hours as well.
I'm serious about this. I mean, last time we were talking about the Peruvian restaurant that was in a ex-gas station. We have another coffee shop and a gas station here.
There's Olio.
Olio's
was a gas
opened
station.
up a few years ago.
Dave Bailey's.
1956 Utah is opening in a former service station.
Bailey's Range, is that a former service station?
The second location will be.
Yeah.
What's going on? Are they closing because of the Quick Trips of the world coming in? I'm serious.
I think these are actually properties that have been empty for a long time.
Oh, really?
I mean, think about like the old service stations that used to be in residential neighborhoods.
Sure.
They're not really there anymore, and they haven't been for a long time. So it's this empty real estate that just has been sitting there waiting for somebody to pick it up. And I think a lot of, especially like coffee shops and little quick restaurants are kind of looking at these as a great opportunity to be a neighborhood spot and really have a central location already. And it's a fun space. You open the doors, suddenly you have a patio. Like that's a really fun thing.
They're really charming. It's not like if you open a new space in a prefab feeling restaurant, it's just not going to have that character as using an old building, especially with
They're not fun
like
spaces when they're abandoned gas stations.
No.
I mean, so that's great.
And it's nice to see somebody taking something that's been just sitting there for 10 years and turn it into a real nice community space.
Yeah.
Well, Catherine, you've got another former service station, but this one's quite different.
Well, sure. And actually, Heather's been there, so she can tell you more about it. But Living Room is a coffee shop that's in Maplewood, and Craft Beer Cellar is a bottle shop that's located in Clayton. And when their powers combine, they open in a service station in Southampton. And you've actually been there.
Yeah, that's another space. Southampton seems to be blowing up lately. A lot of new things are opening. This one's on the corner of Chippewa and Sulphur Avenue. Again, I think this was a more recently used service station. I think when I was looking at this originally, the Google Maps image was a working tire shop or something, which is really funny. But now they've redone the interior. It's really cute. They put a bar in. They're serving living room coffee drinks and tea in the mornings. Still really solid espresso program and stuff like that. They also have specialty drinks that are really fun. Anyone who's been in the living room in Maplewood might remember they have like a lavender latte and a salted honey one that are really delicious. And they also have new things like the Sunset, which is made with a blood orange soda, and espresso, which, again, that's like a kick that I'm on lately, carbonated beverages
They're nice
with espresso.
summer coffee drinks.
Yeah.
When you don't want a heavy hot coffee, they're nice like summery beverages.
Get your caffeine, but it can be refreshing. Anyway, and then in the afternoons and evenings, it transitioned to just a beer bar. They have 15 taps, and they have a lot of craft beer cellar offerings, including Perennial's Apricot Goza, which is brewed just for them, which is really cool. And then connected to the little bar area is the bottle shop, which is just retail shelves of bottles that you can go get. It has some of the best beer selection in town. It's really fun. And again, a great neighborhood spot. I think Southampton is obviously able to support more and more of these businesses.
That sounds very interesting. And where would the hit list be, Catherine, without a pizza place?
Wouldn't be hit list if we didn't talk about pizza. Peel Wood-Fired Pizza. So if you are from Illinois, you are well aware of Peel. It has their first location in Edwardsville, their second location much bigger in O'Fallon, Illinois, and now Missourians are finally going to get a taste of what all the fuss is about in Clayton. This is a huge space. It seats 280 people. Wow. It's a massive space. But from what I understand, there's a lot of like smaller. It's set up in such a way that it doesn't feel so big. It doesn't feel so cavernous. There's a lot of intimate seating and some half walls, so you feel a little more cozy. We've always enjoyed the wood-fired pizza at Peel. I grew up in Illinois, so I'm pretty familiar with what they've had to offer. Here, those wood-fire ovens are still there, and they offer some favorite dishes that everybody loves, as well as new dishes that are exclusive to that location. So we really liked the Creole shrimp and asparagus pizza. That's, again, a wood-fired pizza. The shrimp was really tender. A lot of times if you put shrimp on a pizza, they get really tough and rubbery. This was perfect. They have a wood-fired cauliflower dish, just a nice vegetable served with a really creamy harissa aioli. You get a nice taste of smoke, a little bit of heat from the aioli, but everything kind of cools it down. They have a short list of paella options, which kind of surprised me. You don't expect paella from a pizza place, but it's not exactly a traditional Spanish paella, but we really enjoyed the bulgur wheat paella. Using bulgur instead of traditional rice gave it this really nutty, roasty quality, and it's served with lamb two ways, a braised lamb shoulder, I believe, so it has sort of that shredded texture like a pulled pork, and then a merguez sausage, so that ground texture that you're expecting from a sausage with some nice spice and heat from the merguez spice, as well as veg, and then that same harissa aioli on top. So it was a very filling dish. I think that
That was awesome.
Yeah, we shared that at the office, and we still had leftovers.
Super rich and savory. And seriously, you don't think a paella from a pizza place is a place to go, but that was my favorite thing from their
it was
menu.
really special. I liked that a lot.
Get them in with pizza and then serve them paella.
Exactly.
That's the way they do it.
If it works.
Well, as usual, when you get together like this, we have to report some comings and goings in the restaurant world. What's happening there, Heather?
Well, one last hit list item was the Vitality Bowls Superfood Cafe that's open in Richmond Heights. It's in a strip mall kind of a thing next to a Starbucks and a Firehouse sub restaurant. It's a chain, but it's the first one in St. Louis, and they offer a wide range of smoothies and also bowls. So you get a smoothie base with a bunch of toppings you can choose, and they also have a short list of paninis and salads and stuff like that. They serve Park Avenue coffee as well to keep on that coffee theme, and then Kamblue Kombucha, which is a local kombucha company.
Okay, and that is Vitality Bowls. Right?
Yes.
Okay, right.
And
And Catherine, now we're talking about
now
some
we're
of the,
talking,
the other
news.
side of the coin.
So things that we are very excited to find out that Nudo House is going to be open a second location on the Loop. For those not familiar, it's a very popular ramen shop out in Creve Coeur from Miley co-owner Quitron and his co-owner at Nudo, Marie-Anne Velasco. They're going to open the second location of Nudo in spring 2019 on the ground floor of the new Everly on the Loop luxury high-rise building. That's at 6105 Delmar Boulevard. They said it'll be the same menu with a lot of specials, possibly a slushy machine, and later hours to accommodate the WashU student crowd that's very popular down there. So we're very excited for that.
It's not in a gas station, that we know.
Yes, that is not a gas station. Another place that people are excited about, Gringo. And if you're a Central West End resident, you may be familiar with this one. Gringo closed in 2016. They have just announced that they are going to reopen that restaurant downtown in the former home of Robust Wine Bar near the MX district. Gringo founder Chris Summers, he also owns Pie Pizzeria and Za Pizza and Salad, said he hopes to actually open that very soon, sometime in September. Chef Carrie McDowell will be a co-owner there. And they said the new menu will be about 80% similar to the original. There'll be a couple new menu items, some tweaks to some old favorites, but he's not going to break what everybody loved. So they're very excited about that. And we just got word that a very popular food truck, Balkan Treat Box, signed a lease on a space in Webster Groves. So they will be, we're very excited about that too. That's all I have to say. But they were one of our best new restaurants when they opened as a food truck. So we are thrilled that they're going to have more kitchen space and be able to serve more that's less handheld. Should I be shocked about Pirano? We certainly were. So chef owner Gerard Kraft closed doors at Pirano downtown after service at the end of July. We were very surprised that happened. He said in a statement that the goal was to provide a fast, delicious option for downtown diners. But unfortunately, even after some last-minute concept changes, they were they decided it was time to move on and focus their energies on their other properties and their other restaurants. Now, here's a guy who was sitting on top of the world, and I'm sure still is, but with the Baird Award winner, you wouldn't expect this kind of thing. It just kind of shows that there's so much more that goes into a restaurant's success than concept or name. Like Pirano was a great restaurant. The food was really good, and the concept was very both trendy in its like fast, casual, approachable nature, and had a lot of the stuff that made him successful at Pastaria and other places. But he, in his statement, said that a lot of the reduced conference traffic from the convention center went into it. And then we always notice, like, parking was so hard downtown. It's just, we don't really know why it closed, but it's a shame that it did. Well, it didn't have diners. That's got to be the reason. Right. Well, there's both a simple answer and a complicated one. I think if you're going to open any, you take risks. And this particular concept didn't work out, but he's already full steam ahead on Cinder House, which is a partnership with the Four Seasons downtown that is getting ready to open imminently. Yeah, so we're not worried about Gerard Kraft. We're not worried about him. He's doing good. In 20 seconds, Yellow Belly? Yellow Belly. So Richard Blaze, for people who like Top Chef here in town, he is a celebrity chef of great renown who has partnered with the team at Yellow Belly, set to open in Central West End. Retreat Gastropub's Travis Howard and Tim Wiggins. Blaze will be developing the menu Avenue and helping select the kitchen team there. They are set to open in September at 4643 Lindell Boulevard. If you're interested in learning more about that, we have a whole article and a video interview with Blaze online at saucemagazine.com.
Okay, this has been a busy week, ladies.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Catherine Klene and Heather Hughes, thank you. See you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Archive versions of past St. Louis On the Air programs available for download or podcast at stlpublicradio.org/STLOnAir. St. Louis On the Air is a production of St. Louis Public Radio, 90.7 KWMU. Thank you for listening. I'm Don Marsh.
Support comes from Missouri Forest Products Association, committed to sustainable and sound conservation of the state's forests, which support more than 41,000 Missouri jobs, resulting in a $10 billion industry. ChooseWood.com.